And welcome to Craig's Gun Channel. Today we have a C96 broom handle Mauser. We'll go ahead and take it out to the range and see how it did. We're out the range today with the broom handle Mauser. This shoots the 7.63 by 25, which was the original parent case for the Tokarov 7.62 by 25. Go ahead and take some shots. There again, this is a very old pistol, so I'm not expecting it to function 100% reliable, so we'll go ahead and see what it does. Already have it charged up. It's an internal magazine, so we'll go ahead and see what we have here.
Woo. Nice. All right, let's check her out. Oh, goodness. Oh, wow. Just had to find it.
Yeah, I think it actually, I don't even know how to hold it.
Yeah, I was aiming right.
All righty.
There was one right there. It flopped down 4 seconds after he shot it.
Mm-hmm.
So we took the C96 Mauser out to the range to kind of see how it did. Now keep in mind, this firearm is about 120 years old, and it kind of acted like a gun that was 120 years old. Had a couple failure to feed issues, things like that. This is obviously not a gun that you would, well actually I shouldn't say that. This would be the perfect concealed carry gun.
Oh yeah, purse carry for women. Yeah. Highly recommended.
Highly recommended.
No.
In all reality,
not really.
Not really. Now, power-wise, the C96 Mauser, the ammunition it took, it was a bottlenecked round, 30 caliber. Until the 357 Magnum was released, this was the world's most powerful handgun cartridge, and it has a lot of power. The pistol's weight and everything kind of absorbs all that, so you don't really notice a ton of recoil. But it's a heavy gun, and the magazine is in front of the trigger. It's an internal box magazine. You load it through stripper clips up through the top, so it kind of loads like a rifle. It's very awkward. It's very front heavy. It's kind of hard to get on target. I never really did get a good sense of exactly where it was sighted in at. Now, granted, all of that would come with if you practice using it a lot. This is not a gun that we're going to shoot a lot. The ammunition is not always available. It's hard to find. It is still produced. Usually there's like one batch that they produce a year. They put it out in the market, and the people who have guns like this go and buy it all up, and then it's gone for another year.
Yep.
So ammunition, it's available. It's not a gun you're going to go out and shoot a lot.
It's a novelty shot.
It's a novelty gun. Yeah. They're again 120 years old. You're going to start having mechanical failures. This particular one, I've already put new springs in it. The grips are not the original grips anymore. I still have the original grips. It's just they look terrible. These ones, I just kind of put them on there. They're not fitted in exactly complete yet, so they move around a little bit, which is a little weird. It feels weird in your hand. Sight-wise, the tangent sights on it, so it's set up for like 800 yards, which, why would you have that on a pistol?
Well, Craig, I had trouble hitting it at 20 yards. So,
we in all fairness, yeah.
Probably not going to use that one.
Yeah, we all had some difficulty getting shots on target with it. It was an interesting gun to shoot. The cartridge, it ejects them like straight up in the air about 50 feet, so you take a shot and a couple seconds later you get bopped in the head when the cartridge falls down.
Story.
It's a fun gun to shoot, but there again, they served their place in history. This was one of the very first semi-automatic pistols that was developed.
Right.
It was developed in 1896. That's where the C96 comes from.
In an era of revolvers.
An era of revolvers. So when you're on the field with revolvers, this is king. Stripper clips, okay, that would be a horrible way to reload now, but compared to what you were up against at that point, I mean, these were used by almost all the major powers during World War I. They was made by Mauser, but an awful lot of British officers, they loved this gun, so they were buying them personally and using them. They weren't obviously issued by the British military. The Chinese warlords,
status symbol.
It was a status symbol. It was the box cannon, so they highly prized these. As a matter of fact, there's a whole industry in China where they were making clones and copies of this, and some of them are hysterical. They don't even function. Those markings on them and stuff that they don't even make sense. The people that were making these copies, they didn't even know what the stuff did. They just saw it on the gun, so they just kind of copied it. And English as not even a second or third language for them, the markings and stuff wouldn't make sense. So, but as far as for today's purposes, it's just a neat, fun gun to shoot.
That's kind of what I took out of it going out to the range on this was, hey, I'm going to shoot a historical gun. Wasn't expecting a whole lot. I performed horribly. It's kind of cool to look at and understand the history, like Craig said, coming straight out of revolver era. But my likes on it are strictly historical. My dislikes are, I had a very hard time trying to find out where to put my non-power hand, and rest it in there without having the heavy action come back and tear flesh away. So it was fun to shoot. I can tell my grandkids that I shot a broom handle gun. That's about all I got.
Yeah, I would kind of agree with that. It's a novelty type thing. I probably shot it more on this range session than I've ever shot it in the past, and I probably won't shoot it a lot in the future. There again, it's expensive to shoot because the ammo's hard to get. It's not very well. It's not that it's not accurate. It's just to get good at it would require a lot of shooting, and that'll cost a lot of money. There's just no reason to.
Yep.
It's a fun gun to shoot every once in a while. What I was about to mention on the tangent sights, that might seem silly, but these were issued with a holster stock assembly that when you put the stock on it, it makes it like a little rifle. Still a shorter barrel, but then the 800-yard sights, they kind of make a little bit more sense. And the cartridge was definitely able to send the bullets out that far. That would kind of be about the limit of useful range, but in all practical purposes, that was a little optimistic even when they made it. But
would you call this the mother of the pistol brace?
Yeah, I would probably do that. There for a long time, they were making braced.
Is that right?
Well, I shouldn't say braced because they're actual stocks.
Pistol.
These had a stock. The Lugers had stocks. There were versions of the Colt 1911 with stocks. It was kind of a thing there for a while to kind of make a crossover gun so that it was a pistol, but it would give you that longer range capability of like a carbine if you needed it. They were kind of ahead of their time. You know, their semi-automatic pistol, it had a stock. That's why they were so desired at the time. Shortly after as time marched forward, better options were developed.
Beta to VHS
right.
to CD.
Right,
to
yes. You had mentioned
DVDs.
earlier that this was kind of like the Betamax version of semi-automatic pistols. That's a perfect way to look at it. It ruled the day until its day ended. Yes. So
Good. That was
hopefully,
fun.
yeah. We'll go ahead and wrap up there. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe if you want to continue to see more videos like this. And as always, until next time, stay safe.